Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach parenting, good communication, and how to build strong family bonds all over the world through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we're talking about how to teach toddlers not to hit. Toddlers are always trying to figure out how to control other people, but sometimes their impulses mislead them. In this video, we're going to be talking about what we can teach our toddlers proactively so that they don't have to hit. I need to tell you a quick story about my oldest since he was the hitter. So I kept working with him, trying to get him to not hit other people. I was definitely with him a little bit more explosive as far as emotionally. It was my first child. I'm just learning how to do this parenting thing, And when you see your first child start hitting other people, especially when they start hitting other children, other people's children. My child was like at the nursery at church, and he starts hitting other children. I was mortified. So I started sitting in with him everywhere so that I could stop him from hitting the moment he did that. And I'd tell him, no, this is not okay. Nothing I did seemed to help, but I didn't really know what to do yet. And when my other children started getting into hitting, we just kind of nipped it. In fact, I did a lot of pre-teaching that prepared them not to do the hitting thing that my oldest did. But what happened with him, I don't recommend, but this is how he stopped hitting, just so you know. I have to, be completely open and honest here. So one day we had a friend over, and so we had two little 3-year-olds, right? And both of them boys. And both of them liked to hit. I didn't know the other boy liked to hit. He was new. He'd just moved into our neighborhood. We invited the mother and the son over and thought it would be cute for them to play. So here we are, mothers, we're watching our children play. And I remember suddenly my son hits her son. And I was like, oh no, here we go. But then her son started hitting him back and just started beating him. And I saw her face just fall. She was mortified, and I put my arm out and I said, wait, hold on, just let it happen. My son needs a beating. And he got completely beat up, really. I mean, he wasn't bloody or anything. They were 3, but he got beat pretty good. And after that, I had a conversation with him about it. And I said, what happened? And we went through it. And I said, do you think that we should maybe start working on a different way to talk to other people about problems, to solve our problems? And he was like, yeah. And then we learned some ways. Shortly after that, I started doing treatment foster care. And I recognized that the things that I was learning and applying with these teens would also apply to a 3-year-old. Or a 2-year-old. In fact, my granddaughter is not even 2 yet, and she can do the things that I'm going to be talking about so that she doesn't have to get aggressive, whiny, angry, and mad. It is possible to pre-teach children the skills that they need for success so that they don't have to get that frustrated and controlling hitting problem in the first place. All right, I've got a really important caution for you, and then we're going to go through some steps and some skills and things that you can teach your toddlers so that they stop hitting or that they don't start hitting in the first place. But first, do you see that subscribe button? Be sure to click that button now, because there are so many videos that will help you all along your parenting journey, no matter the age, no matter the issue. It's probably been discussed here. Here's the caution, here's the warning. That story that I just told you about my son does not mean that I am encouraging you to hit your child or to have anyone else hit your child. Now, if they happen to get hit by somebody else, that could be one of those natural consequences that they have to learn from. But don't start hitting your child to teach them what it feels like. I know there are a lot of people that do that, but what you're really doing if you do that is you are teaching your child to power struggle. You are engaging in a power struggle with them when they are attempting to power struggle with you. This actually teaches them that the power struggle is working. That is not what you want to do. You want to teach them proactively to do something else. So you've got to replace the power struggle with a skill. So let's talk about some of those skills that you can use. In the Teaching Self-Government program of parenting, we teach parents to teach their children 4 basic skills. These children's books each teach one of the 4 basic skills to children. And if they learn these 4 basic skills, these skill sets for these 4 skills, that takes care of 99% of their behavioral problems. So what are the 4 basic skills? Following instructions, accepting no answers and criticism, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately. We're going to be talking about how to use these 4 basic skills to help your toddler learn to stop hitting. In all 4 of the 4 basic skills, there is a step that says, have a calm face, voice, and body. So what does that mean to have a calm face, voice, and body? What does that look like? Does your toddler know the difference between what is calm and what is not calm? Oh, they've felt it. They know. Can they articulate it and describe it? Maybe not yet, because you haven't done the teaching, perhaps. Teach them what is a calm face, what is not a calm face, what is a calm voice, what is not a calm voice, what is a calm body, what is not a calm body. Practice those things so that they can learn calm face, voice, and body. That is important because when a person chooses to hit, that is not a calm body. When they choose to bite, that is not a calm face or body. So when they choose to yell, that's obviously not a calm voice. When they choose to whine or cry, that is not a calm voice. You can use those terms to describe what is happening for that child. So do the pre-teaching on those things, very important. Then you need to teach your child to accept no answers. No answers happen in life. We don't always get our way. Someone takes a toy, or someone's playing with something that we want to play with, or maybe someone tells us we need to eat some food that we don't maybe normally want to eat. These are all moments when a toddler might choose to start hitting. During those moments, the toddler needs to be reminded that this is a no answer, okay? So maybe they want to eat candy and you tell them no, and so they hit you. Obviously, they didn't accept a no answer because they didn't keep a calm body. They also probably didn't drop the subject, which is another one of the steps in accepting a no answer. But if you teach them those 4 steps in accepting a no answer, then you can say, all right, you're asking for a candy right now. Is that right? Yes. Or you're wanting to eat this candy right now, right? And they might say, yes. Then you can say, now, do you remember how to accept a no answer? When you accept a no answer, you do these 4 things. You look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say okay or ask to disagree appropriately. That's another one of our skills. And then you drop the subject. If you can say okay and drop the subject, this will be the positive. If you don't say okay and you don't drop the subject or you don't keep calm, then this will be the negative consequence. Okay, here's your no answer. No, you can't have the candy right now. Okay, and then they can say okay and drop the subject, and you can praise them. They can earn a positive. Now there's multiple things happening right there. I was using pre-teaching, which is one of the 5 parenting skills that you use in order to be a self-governed parent. So I was pre-teaching with that and then telling the child ahead of time that they needed to use one of their skills, which is the accepting a no answer skill. If they have their skill, I have my skill, then they can properly learn to just not have things go their way all the time. This is a maturing skill. I know it's hard, but they can do it and they can choose to be calm during it too. And just so you know, I have videos on this channel related to calmness, toddlers calming themselves down and self-regulating, toddlers that you can see. My grandbaby, she's a baby, learning how to take deep breaths and how to disagree appropriately with her mom. So we're going to talk about disagree appropriately next. So what about disagreeing appropriately? That sounds kind of advanced for a toddler, doesn't it? No, they can do it. Even my grandbaby can do very simple, 1-word disagree appropriately. Learning to disagree appropriately includes learning 7 steps. You look at the person or the situation, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say that you understand the other person's point of view, share your point of view, listen to what they have to say okay, and drop the subject. But really, it can look as simple as something like this. Mama, and then pointing to something and saying, please. That's a simple disagree appropriately for a toddler. This might decrease frustration and make it so that they won't hit. One of the reasons they're hitting is because they don't feel understood and they don't have the proper skills for solving their problems and getting understood. Disagreeing appropriately is possible even for small children. Many children at age 2 can do simple disagree appropriatelys that sound like this. May I disagree appropriately? They don't even know what they're saying fully, except for they know the process that they're going to go through. And then you say, yes, you may. I know you don't want me to have candy, but I want some. Now, if you still say no, they have to know how to accept a no answer. And be calm and drop the subject, because that's their other skill. But wow, wouldn't you want to reward that? When my child chooses to disagree appropriately or accept a no answer or use any of their 4 basic skills, I'm going to praise it. I'm going to show them that's a good thing. And if it's just a piece of candy versus learning to go to front brain and self-regulate, self-control, use a skill, I'm going to give them a piece of candy because that's a big shift in their tiny brain. Disagreeing appropriately is powerful. Remember, this is the book for learning to disagree appropriately. This one teaches following instructions. This one teaches accepting no answers. And this one teaches accepting consequences. Sometimes do children hit when they are being corrected? Yes, then they need accepting consequences. Sometimes they hit when they don't want to do something they've been told to do. Right. Then they need following instructions. These 4 basic skills will help your child not need to hit anymore. And you taking the time to do the pre-teaching, the corrections, very consistently, I might add, and the praises will also help. Now, if your child goes completely out of control, I also have help for you there too. So be sure to keep learning all of the skills and principles of self-government. If you've enjoyed this video, I'm quite sure you will love the next video, which is the full class about disagreeing appropriately. Go to that class next.